Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review movies, and last night I went to see the film Love Lies Bleeding. It's a crime drama that follows two women falling in love during the 1980s. Lou, a gym manager bored with her life, meets Jackie, a bodybuilder passing through town on her way to a lifting competition. Veronica Tofilska and Rose Glass wrote the story, and Rose Glass directed the film. It stars Kristen Stewart as Lou, Dylan O'Brien as Jackie, and Ed Harris as Lou Sr. Okay, let's start with the film's positives. The story is a dark and strange tale of two broken people meeting, falling in love, and setting down a pathway that neither of them can come back from. It's filled with lots of drama, a bit of titillation, and a few incredibly brutal moments. It's an exciting torrent that will sweep you up and take you on a journey you never could have seen coming. The cast does a fantastic job of their roles across the board, but the leads were especially great. Kristen Stewart, Katie O'Brien, and Ed Harris all play memorable characters with a lot of nuance to them. Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien play the two leads of the film and complement each other well. Jackie is a bit of a muscle-bound meathead, and Lou is more thoughtful and careful. Together they fix each other's problems but find themselves drawn to dark actions. They have a ton of chemistry with one another throughout the film, and both actresses did an incredible job of their characters' emotional journey. Stewart plays a woman stuck in a bad situation who is gathering the courage to do something about it, and O'Brien plays an innocent woman getting her hands dirty for the first time. Stewart finds herself drawn into the light while pulling O'Brien into the dark. Together they form a truly toxic relationship that's still somehow endearing and has you wanting to root for them. Ed Harris plays the antagonist opposite them and creates a truly disgusting character that is easy to hate. From the first time you see him on screen, he makes your skin crawl, and he only gets worse the more you see him. He makes for a great villain and shows a ton of charisma during his scenes. The visual journey is fantastic. It's made up of smooth camera work, lots of creative shots, great costumes and sets, and a few beautiful shots of the desert around New Mexico. The journey as a whole is a bit dark and gritty with a lot of dramatic lighting. For big standout moments, you had a couple of brutal scenes, a couple of artistic moments, and a lot of titillation. One of my favorite parts of the film is the constant shots of Jackie's muscles growing as she slowly increases in size. The shot of her at the end looking like the Hulk was truly amazing. Alright, now that we've talked about the good, let's talk about the bad. The story is incredibly confusing at times and definitely isn't explained well. A lot of it comes down to toxic people being toxic, but the film doesn't always make that clear, and there are times when your head is left spinning at the decisions made. They also didn't pace the story all that well. For the first 30 minutes or so, we focus on Lou and Jackie's relationship, and there's a lot of meaningless sex in it. The first sex scene was fine to get across how electric their attraction to each other was, but by the fifth scene it was just gluttonous indulgence. It got boring and didn't add much to the film in terms of meaning. The audio for this film is truly terrible. They not only recorded all of the dialogue quietly, but they also put music on top of it. It's a constant struggle to hear all of the dialogue, and to make matters worse, some of it is intentionally muffled so you aren't even sure which lines are important. I was straining the entire film just to hear what was being said, and anytime there was music playing in the background, it was always loud enough to interfere. The experience would be much better with subtitles or better sound mixing. The music in the film also doesn't have much impact and is incredibly forgettable. It's made up of a few rock songs to help fill out the 80s atmosphere and a bunch of instrumental tracks that try to support the emotional journey. The rock songs appear infrequently, aren't that loud, and just add a bit of flavor to the scenery. The instrumentals are a little bit more impactful across the board, but often interfere directly with the dialogue and are repetitive. Overall, Love Lies Bleeding is an artistic, well-made crime drama. It's got a solid visual journey, some great acting across the board, and they went out of their way to try some experimental visuals. My favorite was how big Dylan O'Brien got. If you like Thelma and Louise type stories, this is a great film with a lot of effort put into it. As for our rating, I'd give this film a 7 out of 10. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye!